Good morning. I think it's about 6:45 in the morning. It's pretty dark out. I don't know if you can see in the window there, but Peach is watching me. So funny. She's just always got to know where I am at all times. And if we're inside, if I move from one room to another, she's always going to follow me to that room. Like I trip over her all the time. Right now, I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius. We have no fog, which is really nice. We haven't had fog. Well, that's not true. We had a bit of fog yesterday, but it's been not lasting long at all. So it might be an hour-long fog, and then it'll disappear completely. We have had a lot of rain, though, a ton of rain. But there was one day this week that I was able to get outside and do some work. Been a super peaceful week. It's just been me and Peach pretty much all week. It's the first time in quite a while that Peach and I have been here a full week completely by ourselves. There's always been Airbnb guests or the owners have come. But yeah, it's been really peaceful, really quiet. It's actually been really quite nice. Today it is supposed to rain pretty much all day. It hasn't started yet. It did rain last night, but based on the weather now, I definitely can see it starting. I haven't seen that many whales this week. In fact, I haven't seen very many out front here at all. As September and October come around, they start to kind of move that way. Yeah, so we end up losing them for a bit. But if I remember correctly, in early October, they do come back for a bit, and then apparently they head off to Hawaii. So yeah, so the whales are starting to go away, which is kind of sad. So today, since it's gonna rain, I thought I would show you how I make my deodorant. I've just been on a kick to change everything that I use, like body wash, hand soap, mosquitoes. Get out of here. I don't know why, but we have so many mosquitoes now. We didn't have any all summer, and now we're just covered in mosquitoes. But like body wash, hand soap, deodorant, just as much as I can. I just want to start making it myself and using more natural products. So for the last couple of weeks, I have been testing. It's a recipe I found online. I changed it a little bit. It requires the deodorant. It requires baking soda, but I removed the baking soda. And that's because baking soda has a much higher pH level than our skin. So when you put it on your skin, it can actually cause a lot of irritation. So I just didn't want baking soda, so I just ended up removing it. And it actually worked really well. So I've been using this for about 2 weeks, and I really love it. So I thought I would show you how to make it. So I'm also just testing. I've made my own hand soap, and it's so good. I'll show you how I do that. Not today, another time. And I also have started making my own body wash, and I love it. It's so nice. It's nicer than anything I've ever bought from the store. So yeah, it's really good. So if you're interested, I'll show you how to do that as well. But for now, I haven't taken Peach out yet. Oh, she's gone away from the window. She's given up on me. So I haven't taken Peach out yet. So I'm just gonna take her out, and then it's supposed to start raining pretty quick. Anyways, so a bit later on, I'll show you how I make my deodorant. For the past 2 weeks, I have been testing this deodorant, and I didn't want to have to use baking soda in mine, so I decided to just kind of omit it. So I thought I would test it before I recommended it to everyone. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been testing it, and it's worked really good. So I'm really happy with it. So it just shows that you don't need to use baking soda with your deodorant. So the ingredients are super easy. So you want half a cup of coconut oil. Okay, so it's about half a cup. Okay, got it all in there. And then I'm using tapioca starch. I'm using tapioca starch because I had tapioca starch. I had tapioca starch because I went through this phase of making my own gluten-free bread with millet flour, and it called for tapioca starch, but millet flour caused me to bloat so much. So I stopped using it, and now I have this, and I'm so glad that I have something to use it for. You can also use cornstarch as well. But because I have tapioca starch, I'm going to use tapioca starch. So you want a heaping 1/4 tablespoon of tapioca starch or cornstarch. Just to let you know, I've tested this recipe with tapioca starch. So I know tapioca starch works really well. Now what you want to do, and it might actually be easier if you melt the coconut oil a bit, but you don't have to. You just end up mixing for a little bit of a longer time. But what you want to do is you want to whisk it until you get a frosting like consistency. You could probably do this with a hand mixer if you want, but I don't like to use electricity if I don't have to. How long have I been whisking for? I've been probably whisking for about 1.5 minutes at this point. Yeah, so you can see it's got a really nice kind of frosting consistency to it, and we're pretty lump free, so I'm happy with that. So now you want to put in your essential oils. Depending on what you want your pits to smell like. On hand, I only have peppermint, orange, and bergamot. So I'm just gonna mix the orange and bergamot. I don't really want peppermint in my armpit, so I think I'll just go with the orange. What did I do? I think the first time I did this, I used quite a bit, and so I'm gonna do about the same. So I think I used about 40, that might seem like a lot, but 40 drops. Okay, so about 40. And then for the bergamot, I'm probably gonna use 15 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I put in 20. So now we got that in there. And it doesn't really change the consistency a whole lot. Oh, it smells so good. And it smells so good when you're putting it on too. Oh, I love it. I mean, this, in the last 2 weeks that I've been testing this, I use aluminum-free deodorants, and it's worked just as well as a $12 aluminum-free deodorant that I get in the grocery store. So I have these little, I think I'm going to get some jars on Amazon, but for now I have these little things. So all I'm gonna do is fill these tubs, and I've looked online, and this can last, if you store it in a cool, dry place, this can last apparently for up to 2 years. So I made a tub like this about 2 weeks ago, and I've used it every day, sometimes multiple times a day, because it just smells so good. But I've used it every day, and I haven't even made a dent in it yet. So basically how you apply it is, so this is a little soft, so you just want to set this out somewhere, room temperature, and it'll harden again because the coconut oil will harden. And then once it's hardened, it becomes almost like a bit of a balm. So like a hard balm. So all you do is you take 2 little fingers, and then just go boop, 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 and then you go doo doo, and then you go boop boop boop, and then you're done. It's so easy. I don't like to dip my fingers in more than once. I mean, if I dip it and then put my fingers in my armpits, I don't want to dip it back in, because I don't know, who knows where your armpits have been. So yeah, so I usually have clean hands and go doo doo, and then clean hands and then doo doo. And I promise you, it works so good. And it smells so good. It doesn't have that yucky deodorant smell. And yeah, for me anyways, it lasts all day. I don't think I'm an excessive sweater. But I mean, I do sweat. And I do need to use deodorant. So yeah, I highly recommend this. And you can use essential oils like lavender oil, lemongrass. With the orange and bergamot, it almost kind of has like a creamsicle smell to it. It's just so good because you got the coconut mixed in that too as well. That's my recipe for do-it-yourself deodorant.